Hello, my name is Heather McConnell. Today I will discuss what ChatGPT says about generative artificial intelligence and then offer my own moral analysis of technology's impact on the computing profession. According to ChatGPT, large language models are already shaping the job market. Routine tasks such as entry-level coding, quality assurance scripting, and basic documentation can now be automated, and that shift threatens many traditional junior positions. At the same time, technology is creating entirely new roles: prompt engineers, LLM operations specialists, and synthetic data architects, positions that often command higher salaries and require deeper expertise. Because the simplest work is disappearing, employers now expect software professionals to integrate, supervise, and critique AI systems, instead of merely building isolated features. ChatGPT also insists that developers bear broad moral duties. They should anticipate labor market changes, make system limitations public, and support retaining programs for people whose jobs are disrupted. Finally, it notes that regulations are starting to mitigate these factors, pointing to measures such as the European Union's AI Act and the recent United States executive order on safe, secure, and trustworthy AI. In ChatGPT's view, only a proactive and accountability-first mindset will keep generative AI from amplifying social inequality. Next, we will discuss the moral analysis. Let's start with why the amoral technician does not work for computing professionals. Legal scholar Wasserstrom famously described criminal defense lawyers as amoral technicians who serve their clients strictly within a defense web of laws and courtroom procedures. Software engineers, however, do not enjoy such guardrails. There is no judge, jury, or opposing counsel who systematically questions a rushed product launch or poorly vetted model in real time. If programmers were to copy the lawyer's stance and focus only on technical performance, they could release systems that magnify bias or erase livelihoods, and society would have little structural recourse. Therefore, the role-differentiated ethics that works for attorneys collapses when applied to technologists, because the necessary institutional backstops are missing. We could, however, adopt some of the good doctor's model. Philosopher Gorovich describes the good doctor as someone who blends technical mastery with moral guidance. The good doctor not only treats visible symptoms, but also asks what hidden risks may follow a medication or procedure. Translated into software practice, the engineer should diagnose bias, misinformation, and job loss before development. Prescribe mitigations such as external audits, phased rollouts, and robust user appeals, and withhold a release altogether when foreseeable harm outweighs benefit. Professional excellence in computing, then, requires a deliberate curiosity about human impact, not merely robust algorithms. As such, software engineers have a moral duty to perform rigorous risk assessment, embrace transparency, and embed sunset clauses to invite third-party audits. Some executives argue that open disclosure will slow innovation. But history shows that industries that embrace transparency earn public trust and avoid the catastrophic backlashes. Others insist that new regulations will soon eliminate gray areas, yet current legislation is reactive and invariably slower than the rapid AI growth we see globally. For that reason, moral judgment must lead lawmaking proactively, rather than merely wait for it. To sum up, generative AI rewrites professional responsibilities. Neutrality is not neutral when a single line of code can erase a livelihood or distort public debate. By rejecting the amoral technician stance and adopting the good doctor model, with thorough risk assessment, radical transparency, and when necessary, courageous whistleblowing, software professionals can ensure that artificial intelligence serves the public good instead of undermining it. Thank you for listening.